Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. I definitely know where I want to go. I definitely do. But there's something else that I must say, must get out into the atmosphere. And I don't want to just go and be old man yelling at cloud, even though it's okay. I am old man yelling at cloud. It's fine. It is fine. But here, no judge zone. And the reason I say that is because I started thinking back to the current scenario, and I definitely be protecting the guilty in the game. And I think enough time has went by. And even if enough time hasn't went by, this is one of those see something, say something moments. This is one of those compare and contrast moments. This is one of those gotta keep it 1,000, gotta be a truth teller. And you know me, you know, he said, you know, he. And that's the you know, he, and not the you know, ha. By the way, you know, he, and not the you know, ha. Well, you know me, I got to maintain being a truth teller. And that's something that I'm going to continue to do, is be a truth teller. And if I were to come on here and say that I never seen anything like this before, it ain't never happened before, that just would not be true. Because I can recall that this happening at least no less than 16 years ago when it first came about, when I was first presented with this. And you can go back and check some of the historical documents. I mentioned this. I definitely flushed it out. And there's definitely a historical document that documents this in detail and the stories surrounding it in detail. But don't worry, noobs. Or noob who's still here, or regs who just can't recall, regs who memory just can't be jogged, regs who are misremembering or misinterpret. It's fine. I'm going to give you the Vince's notes. How however, bird-like voice. However, the truth remains that this is something similar to this happened at least 16 years ago. So I can't say that what's wrong with today, what's happening today is just a shame. No. That'll just be me being disingenuous. And if I'm just purposely disingenuous, if I'm not just jokey, if I'm not just hitting you with my witty banner, if I'm not just being sarcastic, then it's got to be a truth teller. Then I must maintain being a truth teller. And 16 years ago, this happened. 16 years ago, a friend of mine told me Alizé and Cristal blow your mind. Shout out Tupac. But he didn't say 16 years ago. For those ones who are going to say, "Dang, what you talking about? You ain't got the right song. Well, okay, never mind. Because nobody probably know that song. Or peeps who say they listen to Tupac. Or peeps who say they know Tupac. They just say it to go along, to get along. Because when you dive deep into the Tupac era and things about Pac, they can't tell you. They just don't want to be that person that say they don't know nothing about Pac. But if you know us Pac peeps, we'd rather for you to be honest and say that you don't know than play make-believe and claim that you do know. Because there's only a few of us. And when you know, you know. Push. Okay, so about 16 years ago with the Vince's notes, I was out and about doing what it do out and about doing what it do. I was having a few adult beverages, out in my element, with my peeps, with my friends, with my people who I hung out with at the time when we went to go and do things such as mingle, dance. Yeah, well, they didn't dance. A few, maybe one or two did, but I did. That's what I do. I sing, I dance, I make my chest pop. But when I'm out and about in the world like that, it's kind of hard to sing over the music. You just lose your voice, and I ain't trying to lose my voice. I ain't trying to have the scratchy, rashy voice the next day and not be able to talk and not be able to speak because I thought I could sing over the music. And you know this bird-like voice, I gotta protect it. I really, really do. But I go out. I was dancing. I'm pretty sure I definitely was dancing that night. I can definitely recall dancing that night. And I remember being out in the back by the patio to my self and then meeting some couple of people who thought I was alone, but I wasn't alone. I was actually just separated from my peeps, my friends, but it was okay because I was just trying to scope the area and see, was this a place that we needed to stay at? Because we were bouncing from lounge to club to bar to, yeah, it was one of those kind of nights. It definitely was one of those kind of nights. So I was out back in the patio area and just mingling with the peeps, mingling with the different people. And there was this group came up to me and thought I was just alone, but I wasn't. I was like, no, I'm not alone. And I wanted to express my interest to this woman, right? And instead of giving me her phone number or we exchanging phone numbers, could have gave me the wrong number. Hey, who cares? It is what it is. It happens. I'll get over it. She'll get over it. We'll be fine. But that wasn't the case. Instead of giving me or exchanging phone numbers or exchanging pleasantries or, yeah, phone numbers. I'll just leave it at that because pleasantry, it just don't work. It don't fit. I'm not going to force it. If it doesn't work, it don't fit. That joke would just go flat. And I ain't trying to jokey joke now. Maybe later on down the road, like a couple minutes. Yeah, a couple minutes. And she basically said, and not word for word, but a version of this. How about we exchange social media? Whoa. Wait, huh? We in real life right now. How about we exchange social media? But what if I don't have social media? I am here right now. I don't need to verify. I'm real. And at that point, I realized the light bulb came on. Even though I had a few adult beverages, even though I was still alone waiting for my peeps or about to go and reconnect with my peeps and everybody who I was out with at that night. It was a large group of us. And it wasn't just, it was a diverse cast, by the way. So you just don't get, it was like bros night, yeah, raging bros night. No, it wasn't none of that. It wasn't no bros night, no raging, anything like that. It was mixed. Then there was a few couples within the group. Yeah, it was mixed. And I remember that shaking me to my core. I wasn't angry. Oh, no. It was shaking me to my core because I was thinking at the time then, this is where we've gone. This is where we are now, where it's all about the social media and exchanging social media when we in real life. And I just said, hey, you seem like an amazing person, but I wasn't all about the truth telling then, or I was just trying to be gentle. It's me, not you. That kind of thing. It's me, it's not you. But it really was me and not her. So if it's me and not her, she could have been an amazing person, and I wouldn't have known. I just said, look, that's not what I do. I don't rock with social media like that. Social media isn't something that it's not for me. So it's nice to meet you, which it was. She was cool, seemed cool. But I'm gonna go find my friends and see you around. Maybe. If not, hey, I wish you well. I wish you well. Fast forward 16 years. Fast forward to now. And let's just say this same scenario didn't play out like it was. There was no me. There wasn't no me out and about with the crew, with a diverse cast, singing or not singing and dancing and making the chest pop, anything like that. No. There's a difference. But I definitely have to protect the guilty in the game, even though this is a see some, say something scenario. But I definitely have to protect the guilty in the game. Let's just say a similar scenario came up where it's a in real life situation, but instead of asking for social media, it was more direct and it was more specific. It was asking for my IG. It was asking for my Instagram. And that's when I kind of like was thrown back. And I was like, wait, what? Oh yeah. I remember this. I've seen this. I seen this movie before. I seen this movie before about 16 years ago. And yeah, I'm dating myself. I am definitely dating myself. So you do the math. You do the math for how old I am. It's cool. It's fine. No judge zone. But if you really want to know, just ask me. I'll tell you. Not on here, though. Not on here. I seen this movie before. But this was more specific. This was asking me for my IG. Or let's exchange IGs. Because I don't feel comfortable giving you a number. I don't feel comfortable with anything else. But what makes me feel comfortable, and this is not me speaking, this is the young lady. This is the young lady, right? Oh, this is what I'm assuming. The only thing that, this is what I'm assuming. The only direct thing was, let's exchange Instagrams. And that threw me back, and I was off balance. And I was like, whoa, I'm falling here. I need to catch myself. I need to balance myself. I need to get my balance back. I need to get to my facilities. No, that's not the right word. I'm discombobulated. That's the right word. And then when I finally got my balance, when I finally was able to stand up straight and say something with my chest, I basically said the truth. I don't have IG. I do not have IG. I don't rock like that. I don't do the socials like that, the social media. And when I do it for, and that's the ha ha, ha 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 ha. When I do the social media, I do it for not necessarily work related, but I do it for VDG Sports. I do it for that entity and that brand and that whole thing, that. And 99.9% of you already knew that. The noob who's still here, I kind of assumed that they did know that because they did press play on this. They did see the thumbnail. They did come from the site. They did download it from any podcast directory, and then the VDG Sports is like in the title. So that's where my social media lies with that, right? So I began to tell the young lady that I don't have Instagram, and that knocked her off balance. And let me clear this up before some peeps take this the wrong way. There was no physical like back and forth. There was no physical back and forth. When I'm saying knocked off balance, I'm not talking literally. I'm talking figuratively speaking. Like you just kind of like thrown aback. You're like, whoa, you're amazed. You're dazed. That. And so she was taken back. She was taken aback. Okay, I don't think I can trust you. Wow. You brought out the big guns with that, huh? Okay. I don't think I can trust you. So you and your world and the world Worldland's worldview is dependent on whether or not somebody has a social media account and it validates who they are as a person. It validates who they are as a being when 90% of the stuff that's put out there on social media anyway ain't true. It's fake. It ain't real. If I wanted something that wasn't real and was fake, I would have took up the offer, or I would take up all of the offers that I continuously get to be on reality TV or some version of reality TV. And you can go back and review the historical documents on that. That was a hard no for me. A hard no for me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of use, and that's the use plural. I'm just adding the S, even though there's no S, and I know there's no S, but you, and it's the you plural. I know a lot of you know of these shows that I speak of that I could have been on, and I have the receipts just in case you would like to. You just making that up. You just saying something to say something to get an effect. Your hyperbole game weak. You need to change it. Nah, that's real life there, bro. Or sister, or child. You pick, you choose, multiple options. I got the receipts for that. I definitely have the receipts for that. So just in case you attempt to pull my card, voila, the receipts. I got them. I keep them. I kept them. They're definitely in a safe place. I ain't worried at all. But come to the notion that you need social media, something that really isn't a true indicator on who someone is to begin with, to actually determine whether or not that you need to move forward or not, and see where things or anything goes. Yeah, I can't blame this on the new generation. I can't blame this on the world today. Because as I said, this is something that I can recall happening 16 years ago. Different scenario, yeah. But the outcome or the whole premise of the matter and the whole structure of the thing is still the same. And I'm not bothered by it. It just makes me wonder. The next 16, the next 10, would it still be some version of a social? Would it be more specific? Because it started with the social, then it became IG. What's next? The metaverse? I need to see VR. I need to see you in VR. If you ain't on VR and if you ain't in VR, it don't exist. You ain't human. You ain't human. But I'm right here in front of your face. I don't believe is that's where we're ending up and going. If so, I think I'm making the right choices. I think I am making the right choices. And that sound that you hear is me patting myself on the back. I don't do it often, but when I do, it's deserved. It's deserved. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the website at Xtra, the new improved website. The new improved website that I am super duper proud of. Xtra.vdgsports.com. Xtra.vdgsports.com. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, and all things Vince and in between. There's a YouTube as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, comment if you must, comment if you may. You can see them comments be flying in now. They be flying in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. You know what time it is? Regs, you do. Noobs, this is why I say I'm out. Sometime there's a piece.